Good morning and welcome back to the channel. My friend CT just hit me up because he's asking for some help with a light wrenching project. Not sure what that means, but to give you guys some background, CT many years ago was asked by a very prominent automotive enthusiast and car collector named Richard Losee to take care of his Enzo Ferrari. Now, this is not just any Enzo, this is the world famous MM Enzo, which stands for the most mile Enzo. Pretty incredible story to this car. I'm gonna link some of the articles in the description of this video for those of you that are interested in finding out more about the story of this vehicle. But long story short, Richard is so kind and he's letting me film whatever we're doing today and share it with you guys. That being said, let's go ahead and meet CT and find out what we're doing.
Hey CT.
Hey buddy, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Come on in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, dude. Can't do this by myself. So what I needed help with today is see if you can help me swap these doors out on the Enzo. Everybody's doing it these days, so I thought I'd share this.
It'll make for a great tutorial.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these doors. These are our original Enzo doors, okay? And we're gonna put these back on the car. The ones that are on it right now are Targa doors that were made just for this car.
Right.
They're one-offs. The way they were made actually is that another set of Enzo doors were purchased and they were cut. And you can see on those, I'll show you in a minute, but the way that they were done is this section right here was cut out, all the way up to this section up here was cut out.
Okay.
This roof section was removed. It's pretty cool. There's no guts in the doors either.
Oh yeah.
So none of this is there, and I'll show those to you in a second. So I need to put these back in because it's been a little chilly out. I just did 1,000 miles last week with no roof on, and we were wearing snow gear and goggles and all that stuff. It was crazy, dude. Because we do have windows on this door that'll roll up and everything. So
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, hand crank windows, of course, because you know,
weight savings.
weight saving, right? Cool.
Love it.
Let me show you these doors here. So really cool thing about the Ferrari Enzo, so the idea of going with the Aperta doors or the Targa doors on this was that the doors themselves don't provide any structural rigidity to the car necessarily. It's all a carbon fiber tub that all comes up. So by removing the center section of this door, you're not compromising anything in the car. It still performs.
Gotcha. Right.
I mean, literally, we could remove the doors and take it out for a spin, right? And it won't affect the performance or the feel or handling
Gotcha.
of the car. You can see the pull string that open the door with. There is no window in this door. And you can imagine what that would be like at 20 degrees outside when we went for a 1,000-mile road trip.
Right.
It was
Not
pretty
great.
epic.
I do have a question. So I posted a TikTok about this car, as you know, and I noticed somebody was giving us crap about me saying Ferrari Enzo.
Sure,
Is it a
yeah.
Ferrari
Well,
Enzo? Is it an Enzo Ferrari?
Yeah,
What
that's a
is
good
it?
question, right?
Ferrari Enzo Ferrari. The model is called Enzo Ferrari, but it is not wrong to say Ferrari Enzo.
Yeah, you could technically say Ferrari Enzo Ferrari.
That is true.
These doors sat in storage for literally 17 years. The last time these doors were on the car was back around 2005, before this car was destroyed. So, which I guess you guys are gonna have to Google that, huh?
I was gonna say, I mean, all that information is out there. Pretty cool story, pretty impressive story.
Yeah, do this. Come over here. Google this. MM Enzo. You read all about this car. It was the cover car for Road and Track. This was the car that Phil Hill drove, the test drive for Road and Track and everything. We've had a lot of famous people in these seats. Pretty insane. So it's pretty cool. This is probably
very history-filled car.
Yeah, this is probably arguably one of the most historically significant Ferraris, modern Ferraris in the world. So it's way cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I'm only 211 miles shy of 90,000 miles right now.
So is it most mile Enzo or is it million mile Enzo?
So that most mile Enzo was actually applied after the Road and Track article that it was mentioned that this is the most mile Enzo in the world, because after that article they did over 1,500 miles in the car and people were still getting their Enzos and just wrapping them in bubble wrap and everything else.
That's incredible.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. At the time, that's kind of where that came from. MM stuck, and now
Right.
it's the most mile Enzo. Yeah, the goal is to put as many miles as we can on it. That's why I want to put the doors on so I don't freeze to death.
So swapping doors on a Ferrari Enzo, it's a little bit weird. I don't know how to like classify this experience, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting process. Obviously, it's not anything spectacular like an engine swap, but it's still very, very interesting. There's so much technology in these cars. They're pretty rare as well because I think, are there still 400 of these around, or did one, I keep hearing that one got actually deleted, like gone. Is that correct? Or
No, so every time one gets into an accident or something, so in the case of this one, which you'll read about, but the majority of them are all rebuilt. I'm not aware of any of them that have been scrapped.
Okay.
So
I just keep hearing that recently there was one that has been actually scrapped because people keep saying there's only 399 of them left. So leave a comment because I don't know. I don't know the exact story with that.
there was a recent one that was wrecked in the Netherlands. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, 399 and one for the Pope.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, definitely Google, like he said, MM Enzo. Pretty incredible story. Well worth a read. There's a lot of articles about this car. So this is actually going to be a pretty straightforward process. Right there in this door hinge, we have 3 bolts that need to be undone. And then we're going to have an additional 2 on the other doors right up top. And that's it. 5 bolts. That's all it is. Who knew working on Ferraris could be this easy?
Yes, they're all loose. Are you ready to hold the door? And we're off.
That's the mounting surface right here. I was really struggling with this bolt right here because it's kind of wedged right up against the fender. This one's the easiest. That one was okay. And now we have a doorless Enzo. Well, on this side at least. So I have to say, this is pretty cool. I have a huge smile on my face. The Enzo has no doors at this point. It's not really something you see every day. And Jeep owners, you're not the only ones that can go doorless. I think one day, maybe we'll take it out without doors. Not today, they have to go back on, but it's a pretty cool sight to see. It is way too cold to do that right now.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take.
So I have to admit, this is probably one of the more nerve-wracking things I've done on a car, even though this task is so simple. Just really worried about the paint, obviously, and this not being my car. It's not great. Thanks for letting me do this. I see why you invited me now.
I just like watching.
You just want me to do this so I can like be sweating over here. Okay, so these are all pretty snug. Okay, and now, the moment of truth. That sounded pretty good. It fits. Love it. That's actually a lot less painful than I anticipated. That's pretty cool. Ta-da! All right, second door, pretty straightforward. If you guys haven't been paying attention to this very straightforward and non-complex process, we're talking 3 bolts on the hinge, 8 millimeters, 2 bolts up top, 4 millimeters, super straightforward. We just need a second door, which is back there. Okay, yep.
Right about there.
Yep. That's perfect right there. All right, so that just about does it. Well, that completely does it for swapping the doors. CT's still doing some final adjustments on that passenger door. I know this is such a strange and off-the-wall thing to do, but it was a lot of fun. I did not expect to have this much fun doing a simple door swap. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. Again, very different, I know. I have to say, I am ready for a shower because I was sweating my butt off. Working on this car, being so afraid to damage anything is very different than the cars that I'm used to, obviously. But like I said, ton of fun. Let me know what you guys thought. We'll see you next time.